Hi, this is Eternal King, bringing you another deck tech today. I wanted to talk a little bit about Undir. So, right now, Undir Galio is sitting at about 50% on standard ladder. A lot of it has to do with the way that the deck is built. Um, Cards specifically, and I'll show you, it's the Demacia card that seemed on paper to be really good, but in reality doesn't do this deck any favors, and that's Duran Sculptor. So Duran Sculptor on paper seems like a battlesmith, but in reality it is just kind of worse. When you're already running things like Vulpine Wanderer, um, it's kind of competing with Duran Sculptor for that just kind of 2-2 cycling champ, where you just you throw it out, it doesn't really do anything, but you're just trying to get value off of it. You already have one of those in the deck, so including another one seems a bit redundant and unnecessary. And the 2-drop, slot is probably going to be pretty full. Petricite Broadwing is going to be mandatory. Petricite Hound is mandatory. I really like Here to Help in a formidable deck. I think not running this is wrong. It gives you a 3 health burst on any formidable unit. That's really good by standard. In terms of standard, that's really good. Obviously, in Eternal, you'd run Troll Chant here, but for standard, this is great. Here to Help. We don't care about the secondary effect. We just want 2 mana, give 3. We just want that slightly better elixir of health, and I view that as fine. But if you want to do the elixir of health, go for it. But I would say Here to Help is usually the one you want to go with. Here to Help and Shield of Durant is kind of the highest value bursts for a formidable deck. Single combat, you need some sort of removal for champs and stuff like that. Darkened Spear, obviously this card can go off really hard in terms of you're swinging, you're getting that value, and then, by the time you hit 7 mana on a Galio, he's going to be massive with a spell shield, right? So that makes sense. I've looked at a lot of different kind of higher curve cards. Obviously you run Balin. Balin's the main tribal card. You run Petricite Charger because it's hard to remove. It's very sticky. I like Duran Protege over the Smith. So I like playing this on 3. I think that this card is highly underrated in a formidable deck. Same thing with Here to Help. Because it just gives you that tough. And that tough literally makes that unit almost impossible to remove when you combine it with regen, which you get off of, any of the Undir cards. I am running the All-Seers because, again, those mana discounts are pretty helpful. It allows you to play more for Undir than you kind of ever usually do in this deck. Usually Undir just kind of swings and dies, and you're just like, whatever. People never play for the Undir. People don't even play for the Galio, to be honest, in a formidable deck. They just play for the Balin, usually. It's just either Balin wins you the game or everything else doesn't matter. So this is a different take on the shell. I like the one Judgment. I think Judgment can kind of win you games that you shouldn't in a formidable deck. I know before I've been like, oh, Judgment's a meme card. It is, don't get me wrong. But in a formidable shell, you can't even Frostbite a formidable card, right? So that's the big counter to Judgment is Frostbites. Well, you can't Frostbite formidable. So Judgment is actually that much more reliable in a formidable shell. So I'm pretty happy to run one of these. You should be too, I think. But yeah, again, I think this deck is better than 50%. I've been having some fun with it along with my Illoy deck. Still in Diamond 1 because, again, I'm not really trying hard enough to hit Masters, and no one else is really good enough to actually derank me. So there's a lot of memeing, there's a lot of trolling going around, but I can wait all day. I can wait till the weekend when the actual player base is online. I can just play a few games a day, and it's really no rush. I got till the rest of the season. But yeah, so give Formidable a chance. I think it's better than 50%. I think it's actually pretty good. This is Eternal King signing out.